not meaningless. They, they must have bothered me a few times, but they grew up knowing me. I care about the people around me. You screamed. You didn't even know what to do anymore. Listen to Muzan or get up, or stand up against his word and make him aware of their lives mattered. Of your choice, darling, get up, Muzan commanded. You looked up, looking him dead in the eyes before you felt the world falling and twisting around you. You saw black. Nothing. A void. Muzan's POV. The girl suddenly fell over. Everything must have finally caught up to her. I must say, her strength and resistance to the concentration she's been through is impressive, but she seems eager to disobey me, and that simply won't do. I then picked her up and went to the forest where we had entered the city. The city was quiet during the day, so her little outburst didn't attract much attention. As I carried her out into the forest, I couldn't help but think how wonderfully warm the sun felt. It had been so many, many moons since I was able to enjoy the warmth feeling of the sun, although I still prefer the evening. I recently caught wind of the possibility that Demon Slayers will be arriving at Shidoku, and it would be perfect to send some demons of mine to get rid of them quickly, as target practice merely. For now, my priority was this girl, and I needed someone who will give me 100% certainty that they will look after and protect Yin, as she needs to rest before my demons come to surprise the pathetic demon slayers during the day. No one's POV. Akaza, you must ensure the girl is cared for and in the condition for tomorrow. Muzan spoke as Akaza was kneeled before him in the Infinity Castle once again. They were currently in a room where Yin had gone and changed earlier. Akaza nodded. He would have loved to go fighting or maybe even kill a Hashira, but was honored at receiving personal command from Muzan Kibutsuji himself. With that said, Muzan got up and instantly vanished. Akaza stood, taking the girl and gently placing her in a soft futon, a soft sleeping mat, really. He gently placed a hand on her cheek. It was cold, so he covered her with a blanket. When she woke up, he planned to ensure that she ate and drank something, so that she could be as healthy as possible, as healthy and strong as possible, before Muzan intended to do something that required a vast amount of blood again. Akaza then went and sat down in the corner of the room, one leg crossed over the other. He then noticed a sudden movement. Yin rolled over, now laying on her side, facing Akaza. He had to admit she was a beautiful girl with flawless features, but he was cringing at the thought of Doma wanting to fight her. He knew Doma would easily kill her without a second thought, so he hoped Muzan wouldn't allow her to fight. The moonlit was qualifying every one of the girl's features. Akaza watched at how peaceful and unbestrode she laid. Her breathing was controlled and her heartbeat was fairly paced, yet he knew her body had been busy recovering at a normal speed. It even amazed him to see a human heal so quickly after such harsh amount of blood loss. Chapter 18, because this one's short and I'm not giving a short chapter to you guys for tomorrow. Your POV. Suddenly, everything was black. Perhaps it was my consciousness way to prevent any further trauma. By trapping me in my own body, I feel warm and emergent again. Perhaps it was all a dream. Now I could feel my eyes start to open. My senses started to awake. I couldn't hear anything but the whispers of the wind. I finally sat as if I was in control of my body. I could describe whether it or not. I wished to open my eyes, but I chose not to, as I could sense someone else in the room, and their presence wasn't a welcoming one. It felt dark, power-hungry, and impersonating patience. My left arm had started stinging, no, burning. It felt like unbearable, as if I was burning from the inside out. I scrunched my eyes even more, wincing in pain. I could feel the presence near me. Then a cold hand was placed on my forehead. I uneased into the cold presence of the thermocracy it was providing for me. After the hand was removed, I suddenly felt a cold cloth placed against my forehead. Did I have a fever? Maybe the previous cut on my arm had gone infected. POV, Yin third person. As you were laying, your eyes fluttered open. You immediately sat up and shuffled back onto the corner. Awake now? Akaza asked, noticing how you hobbled in the corner like a scared kitten. He got up and brought a tray full of exquisite-looking food and a tall glass of water. He gently placed it down. Eat something you need to get your energy back, he spoke. As you looked at him, he was one of the 3 demons who captured you that first night. That dreadful night, indeed. Just as you were about to say something, both of you turned your attention on the sliding door. It was Upper Moon, too, another one of your captors. He stood tall, holding a beautiful made kimono folded in one arm. Oh, how delightful to see you're awake. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that I currently in the perfect position to devour you right here and now, Doma said in a joyous tone. His multicolored eyes were hungrily staring at you. Doma, watch your next words very carefully. Don't get cocky just because you got more blood out of Muzan-sama, Akaza said, his annoyance becoming a fade in his voice. Oh, Akaza, don't be like that. And, by the way, don't get too attached to this girl. Remember who you are, Doma said, trying to get out Akaza's nerves. Akaza stood to take the kimono from his hands and ordered him to leave. Doma simply laughed at Akaza and took one last look at Yin, then left. Akaza walked over to you and placed the new kimono down in front of you. I'll give you 10 minutes to change, then I'll check on you again, okay? He asked, to which you responded by nodding. He left the room and slowly examined the kimono. You gently unfolded it. You got into the kimono dress, which had been purple and white. Well, the purple had been a much darker black color, but still technically purple. Just as you were about to wrap the kimono, you felt a cold breeze against your bare shoulders. It made you immediately jump into the center of the room. You scanned the room before flinching at the sudden feeling of cold on your collarbone. You looked in front of you. You only found Doma sitting on the room's windowsill, waving his fan back and forth. What do you want? You asked, stepping away. He simply smiled at your reaction. Well, simply I got curious. Your power and strength is truly admirable, and strength is truly oh God, I said that already. And you seem to have such higher and filling nutrients value running through that course of your veins. So I am curious if your flesh is as exquisite as your blood, he explained, seeming eagerly positive and content with his answer. You stared at him and started wrapping the kimono around you, Doma's eyes never leaving you, studying your features and movements.